years, not the day I got there. I looked at it very carefully, and I just became personally convinced, after studying it and praying about it, that if we had a chance to do something, we should try to do something, because I think what we have now is really bad. If I told you that my plan on immigration was we were going to let everybody in this country that's illegally here stay, okay? We weren't going to give them amnesty, but we also weren't going to deport them. And by the way, no one filed any amendment to deport 11 million people in the debate. So we weren't going to deport them, but we weren't. Oh, water. Good.
I got that.
I've done that. Note to self, drink the water first. So if I told you that my plan on immigration was let everybody who's here illegally stay, we won't deport you, but we won't give you citizenship, we won't give you benefits, but if you get sick, you go to the emergency room and get free care. Your kids are born U.S. citizens, of course, entitled to everything U.S. citizens get. We're not going to spend a penny on the border, a penny. We're not going to do E-Verify. We're not going to do an entry-exit tracking system, and we're going to leave in place a broken family-based immigration system that makes it hard for us to attract talent. But on the other hand, if you know someone, a family member lives here, you get to come. And so if I told you that was my plan, you'd say that's a terrible plan. And I would say to you, well, that's what we have right now. Now, some people say, well, here's where I think there is a compelling argument. And that is, people are saying, under this president and this administration, no matter what law you pass, they're not going to enforce it anyway. And I recognize that argument, I do. And that's why I've repeatedly said that as long as it would have been a lot easier to deal with this if we had a different president and a different administration. I don't know what the future of this issue is. I don't know what the House is going to do. They've got different ideas and a different approach on it.
What about closing the borders?
Well, the problem, and I agree, the problem is we can't do that without more resources there. I mean, they never finished the 700 miles of fencing. They haven't put in the technology. We don't have enough border guards, and even the ones that are there are now being instructed not to do their jobs.
Why are they
I mean, just an additional executive order a couple days ago that ordered them not to, if you basically show up and say, I qualify under the president's executive order on the DREAM Act, they let you go. So the existing system is broken, and then that's got to be dealt with. But again, look, it's a very tough issue. I get it. I mean, trust me, I know the history of this issue. I know people have been burned on it. I know what it means and how angry people get about it. Not because they're against immigration. Right. You've never heard me say that. What I've said is people get upset about it because they feel our laws are being violated, that we're a compassionate country, but people don't want to feel like our laws are just being ignored. I get it. And I just personally feel, and still do, that leaving it the way it is not the best approach. Obviously, I mean, when you are in the Senate, if you want to try to do something, you end up having to work with people that I disagree with on everything else. So what I say to people is, I get that people are upset. For some people, this is their number one issue, and all I can tell you is that I hope we can agree to disagree respectfully and continue to work together on every other issue that we do agree on, because there are some very serious issues confronting our country that I think, in the scheme of things, are more important than this one. But I do think that issue is an important one. So.